Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am. If you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam, you will get eaten by an angry pack of beetles. Yeah, that's right. I've actually trained a pack of beetles to smell when someone hasn't pressed the like button. Their names are Clarence, Tansy, and Jamarcus, and they will hunt you down and eat you unless you press the like button. Anyways, guys, hope you guys are having a good day. My name is Scrubby, and today I have a story for you guys that contains arguably the most amount of stupidity that I've ever heard before, and trust me, I've heard some pretty stupid things. Since I'm the storytime guy on YouTube, most of my friends that are YouTubers kind of come to me and tell me crazy stories because, I don't know, I just like stories or whatever, and a good friend of mine, Dark Dom, came to me the other day and told me he had a story about a kid who got expelled for doing arguably the dumbest thing ever, and when he told me the story, I just knew it would fit perfectly on the channel, so we're gonna be telling you guys the story today. But basically, this kid gets expelled for trying to sniff highlighters in the bathroom. I'm not really sure exactly what his thought process was, okay? It's not every day I wake up in the morning going, you smell that? The sun's out. You know what I need? Some fresh highlighter straight up in my nose. I want to shove that highlighter so far up my nose that it's tickling my cerebral cortex on the back of my brain. Like, personally, that's just not something I've ever been into, but apparently kids at Dom's school just really get into the idea of shoving highlighters in their nose. But regardless, guys, it should be a pretty entertaining video nonetheless, and yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
What's up, everyone? Big thanks to Scrubby for letting me on to tell this story. So it all started with this kid named, I guess we'll just call him Eddie for privacy reasons. I don't really think he'd want his name to be public after what I'm about to tell you guys. So yeah, this kid named Eddie, he was always a bit on the odd side. He was kind of that one kid that nobody really talked to, almost because they were like scared of him. He would do a lot of weird things, like one time he ate a cup of butter out of the lunch cafeteria that you're supposed to like put on your baked potatoes. And then someone told him he was gonna get a heart attack and he started crying. So I think you can kind of get the idea of the kind of person he was. He was just kind of willing to try anything, not really for any reason in particular. He just kind of liked doing weird stuff. He was like the equivalent of like the oh my god I'm so quirky Visco girls, but just like in a boy form. And obviously, since he was pretty weird, a lot of the kids like to kind of mess with him. People would tell him a lot of random things to do to make him embarrass himself, and for some reason he would just always do them. Even though he probably knew that the people's intention was just to laugh at him, he didn't care. He would just do it anyway. And I never really bullied him that much just because I wasn't really like that. I kind of just didn't really think that was that funny, I guess. But one day I was like, you know what? Why not just mess with this kid a little bit? I mean, I rarely do it. It can't hurt to do it like once or twice. And I had recently heard of this thing where if you would like sniff a highlighter, it would get you high. I didn't know how true it was, but I was like, when I saw it, I'm like, I have to tell this guy. I have to tell him. So one day I went up to him in school and I was like, yo, what's up, Eddie? I wanna tell you something. And he seemed a little bit freaked out because I had, like I said before, I'd never go up to this kid. I'd almost never talk to him. He slowly turned around from whatever he was doing at his desk and he was like, oh, hey, Dom, how you doing? And I was like, hey, Eddie, I know that it might be kind of weird since, you know, we don't talk much. We're not that close, but I just want to let you know some fun facts that I found that I feel like you might find interesting. And surprisingly, he seemed pretty interested. I really didn't think he was going to care much, but honestly, he seemed excited. His whole awkward attitude pretty much immediately left him, and he was like, oh, what? Tell me. I was like, well, Eddie, I heard of a little thing recently where if you sniff highlighter, it gets you high, and I knew that coming to you would just be the best idea because you're the try new stuff guy. He sat there for a considerable amount of time and thought about it, and he's like, alright, do you have a highlighter? I said, yeah, I got one in my locker. I can go grab it for you if you want. He said that would be splendid. So I went out to my locker. I grabbed him a perfectly nice yellow highlighter and ran it back to the classroom to hand him. When I handed him the highlighter, it was weird. He was just like giddy, full of excitement. Just sniff a highlighter, knowing that the things in there would probably give him like brain damage. He really did not care, I'm telling you. I haven't seen him in a while, but I wouldn't be surprised if nowadays he goes around eating trash out of dumpsters, not because it even tastes good to him, just because it's different and it's not something that people do. For good reason, by the way, Mr. Eddie. There are perfectly good reasons why people don't eat trash out of dumpsters. But anyway, I hand him the highlighter kind of like on the low because it would be really weird if I was just like, here's your highlighter to sniff in the bathroom, Eddie, in front of the whole class. Once I give him the highlighter, he raises his hand and he asks the teacher if he can use the bathroom real quick, and and he slowly just excuses himself. And this part of the story is where I'm going to let my boy Scrubby take over. If you guys want to check me out, my link will be in the description. I make very funny, epic Reddit videos, so if you're into that, check me out. All right, thanks again to Scrubby for letting me on, and back to him.
Wow, what a great story. If you guys are enjoying me and Dom, we also have a podcast. I know a lot of you guys comment saying that I should make a podcast, so I did. It's with me, Dom, and another guy named Kyle and Sui. I guess that would be 2 guys, but if you guys do want to listen to the podcast that we made, I'll put the link in the pinned comment. It's pretty cool. I vibe with it. It's also on Spotify, so, if you ever just want something to listen to in the background, you should check it out. Anyways, back to the story. So Eddie dips out to the bathroom, right? Very excited. Some would say glowing, almost like a highlighter in ultraviolet light. Yeah, that's right. I'm getting clever out here dropping these innuendos. Your English teacher is going to make you watch Scrubs videos and be like, now, when he says glowing, what does he mean? And if you're watching this, English teachers everywhere, I mean that he just had a highlighter, all right? It's not that deep. It doesn't have anything to do with his emotional stability, bruh. I hated that in English class when teachers would just be like, what does he mean by blue curtains? I'll know, ho. Maybe the curtains are just blue. Not everything has to be that deep, man. Maybe he just likes the color. Ugh. Okay, that's unrelated. Eddie dips out to the bathroom and doesn't come back for the rest of the class period. And obviously, Dom gets a little bit concerned because he's like, what if this kid is passed out in the bathroom because I gave him a highlighter? Like, I don't want to cause any problems, right? So after class gets out, Dom goes to the bathroom and, as you do, starts looking for the man who was sniffing highlighters. And he's in the bathroom and Eddie comes out and a teacher happens to walk in at the exact same time. And they're like, young man, have you been doing anything? And Dom can't really see Eddie's face that well because when the teacher walked in, he just acted like he was going to the bathroom because he didn't want to get in trouble. Like, oh yeah, this teacher's coming in to yell at this kid. Let me get up and defend him. Nah, bro, you're going to be like, oh, I'm not going to get involved in this nonsense. So he pretends like he's peeing and the teacher is like, young man, what were you doing in here? Were you sniffing highlighter? And he hears Eddie go, no, I would never sniff highlighter. And so Dom looks over his shoulder and realizes that Eddie is trying to tell this teacher that he would never sniff highlighter with a face that looks like annotations gone wrong, bruh. Like his face is covered in highlighter. He wasn't just sniffing the highlighter, bruh. It looked like he fought the highlighter. The highlighter turned into an anaconda for 13 seconds and attacked his face. His face is covered in marker. And he has to watch and keep a straight face as Eddie goes, no, what makes you think I sniffed the highlighter? I really didn't. I have no idea what you're talking about. And the teacher looks at Eddie and he goes, look, go look in the mirror. So Eddie goes and looks in the mirror and is like, oh yeah, that's it's a religious thing. And the teacher's like, oh yeah, what religion says that you should color on your face with highlighter in the bathroom of school right after a rumor breaks out at our school about what happens when you sniff highlighters? And he's like, it's a new religion. And the teacher's like, young man, come with me. I can't believe that you would do such immature, unprofessional things in school, which I mean, I don't really like when teachers call things unprofessional. Was Eddie kind of stupid to get highlighter all over his face? Absolutely. No one's going to deny that, all right? When you sniff a highlighter, you're supposed to sniff it, not try to fight it and color your face a nice shade of translucent yellow. But unprofessional? You think Eddie wants to be here? You think Eddie decided to come to school today and deal with your crap? Nah. Unprofessionalism counts when you want to be there. The government makes me go to school, okay? Regardless, Eddie's like, yeah, okay, we'll go to the office. And so Tom is like, oh God, I hope he doesn't snitch, right? And during his next class, he comes to find out that Eddie is getting expelled for sniffing highlighter in the bathroom. And the entire day, Dom is shaking because he's like, oh my God, what if Eddie snitches? I don't want to get in trouble. My parents would kill me. And Eddie, he's as stupid as they come, but I'll tell you what he's not. He ain't a snitch because he doesn't rat on Dom at all. The entire process, they're like, did anyone tell you to do this? Did anyone give you the highlighter? Eddie, nope. And to be fair, I really don't think he would have gotten expelled if it wasn't his 8th strike that year for doing dumb stuff in the bathroom when he was supposed to be in class. It's not like the teachers came in and went, oh my gosh, Eddie, we didn't realize that you were struggling. Can we get you some mental counseling? No, it was like, Eddie, you're in the bathroom again, and this time you were sniffing highlighters, dude. How many times do I have to come in here and tell you this is not a jewel room? Relax, Edward. Regardless, he does end up getting in a massive amount of trouble. He gets expelled for sniffing highlighters in the bathroom, and Dom is incredibly nervous that he's gonna snitch. Eddie doesn't snitch, but what Eddie does do is message Dom on Instagram later that night. He goes to his messages message requests on his Dark Dom account. So like, you know, not his private Instagram with the real names and the school kids. He messages Dark Dom's YouTube account and basically says, "You owe me for not snitching," and sends his PayPal email. So while a lot of you guys were probably like, "Ah, dang, it's super chill of Eddie to not snitch on Dom." Nah, he wasn't not snitching on Dom because he didn't want Dom to get in trouble. He wasn't snitching on Dom so that way he could blackmail him for some YouTube bread. Which makes me feel a lot worse, you know? Like, hey, listen, I understand that I did something of my own accord and got highlighter on my face. Now I'm gonna blackmail you for money. And so Dom definitely didn't feel as guilty anymore about the highlighter thing because, you know, getting blackmailed is not a very fun feeling. I don't think anyone's ever been like, oh, you know what gets me in the Christmas mood? Getting blackmailed by the mob. Real talk though, Dom did PayPal Eddie though, because I mean, say what you want, but taking a bullet like that to not get Dom expelled for distributing highlighters on school premises is a pretty chill thing. So he did PayPal him. So if anyone out there is looking to blackmail Dom, just make sure that he gives you a highlighter in school and that you get expelled and you've basically got yourself a solid chunk of change. On that note, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to check out Scuffed and Dom. They're both gonna be in the pinned comment. Like and comment if you did enjoy the video. And as always, turn on notifications. Today's notification shout out goes to Sporky Multi. Big shout out to you for having on notifications. If you want a notification shout out, just turn on notifications, send a screenshot to me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Scrubby_69. Use code Scrubby at G Fuel checkout and cop yourself some of the freshest Christmas merch in the game. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure you're hot. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.